Hi everyone, good to see you again all. I hope you all will be fine. Please check Iraq latest news updates. The Ministerial Council of the Gulf Cooperation Council (GCC) during its 157th session held in the Saudi capital, Riyadh, confirmed its rejection of any violation that affects Kuwait's sovereignty. The Gulf Ministerial Council called on Iraq not to violate international resolutions and agreements, most notably Security Council Resolution No. 833 regarding the demarcation of the borders between the two countries. The GCC called on Iraq to also abide by the agreement regulating maritime navigation in Khor Abdullah concluded between Iraq and Kuwait, urging Baghdad to complete the demarcation of the maritime borders with Kuwait. The Council stressed its total rejection of any violation of Kuwait's sovereignty, indicating that Kuwait preserves its right to respond through legal channels. The GCC step comes a few days after Iraq's Federal Supreme Court annulled the ratification of the Maritime Navigation Agreement with Kuwait. The Federal Supreme Court clarified that the ratification of international treaties and agreements, according to the Iraqi constitution, should be regulated by a law enacted by a two-thirds majority in the Iraqi parliament. Thus, the ratification law of the agreement regulating navigation in Khor Abdullah is unconstitutional. The Khor Abdullah is an estuary located in southern Iraq and northern Kuwait. The border between both countries divides the lower part of the estuary, but adjacent to the port of Qasr, the estuary becomes entirely Iraqi. The foreign ministers of Iraq and Kuwait met last July in Baghdad, where they emphasized the need to resolve border issues. Both officials said at that time that their countries would work towards reaching a definitive agreement on the demarcation of their land in addition to the contested maritime area of the Arabian Gulf. And the Turkish President, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, announced on Sunday the launch of a regional railway and port corridor with Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. Erdogan, during a press briefing at the conclusion of the G20 summit in New Delhi, expressed his hope that the port and railway corridor project will operate in line with China's Belt and Road Initiative. The Turkish president confirmed that the trade corridor will start in Saudi Arabia and the UAE, extending through Iraq to Turkey, indicating that the initiative aims to enhance trade exchange between countries and facilitate the movement of goods and commodities. The Belt and Road Project is a network of roads, ports, and railways covering more than 100 countries. In February, Argentina announced that it would join China's Belt and Road Initiative to receive $23.70 billion from Beijing to finance various projects. U.S. President Joe Biden announced a plan to build a railway and shipping corridor linking Israel, India, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Jordan, and the European Union to increase trade and political cooperation. Thanks, take care.